peace, love, and divine elevation. You're listening to Goddess Nakbalan Chronicles 888, where we remember what the world tried to make us forget. Okay? So today we're stepping into a truth that's older than America itself. Ancient black spirit, I want to say black American spirituality because I could only speak about the things that I remember in school with the textbooks and with I want to say like our book reports and things that we had to find out on ourselves about the leaders, the civil rights activists, and things like that. So I just wanted to dive a little bit deeper on that topic. I did want to start talking about the things that I do post on my channel with the AI videos and the visuals. So, ancient black American spirituality to me is not the version written in textbooks, it's not the version filtered through colonization, but the ancestral memory carried in our bones. And the spirit we brought with us, all right, before America, before just the whole indigenous spirit of black American in before our history was written. I apologize for the pausing, but I just had to make sure that I was saying everything correctly. Long before our ancestors touched American soil, they carried ancestral veneration, honoring the spirits of those who came before, earth-based healing, herbs, roots, oil, smoke, water, vibration. So I infuse a few of the things that I've learned because my family is not foundational black American, but my generation is because I was born here, my daughters were born here, all in America, from Brooklyn, New York. I only have one child. I was born in the Carolinas, but other than that, we're all American. So the rhythmic connection, the communication, drums as a language, drums as prayer, divine feminine leadership, priestesses, seers, dream walkers, cosmic alignment, divine teachings as far as following the Most High, knowing that there's oneness with God. I am that I am. We are made of God's image, thinking as God bodies, goddesses in our high frequency. These practices didn't disappear, they hid. They were shifted, but they survived inside of us. When I say that, it's like recognizing our DNA. When we hear the drums, when we see the traditional things, we feel it in our bones. We feel it in our soul and our spirit. It's very resonating. So I did want to just talk about the hidden spirituality of the enslaved black Americans. So even under an unimaginable oppression, our ancestors kept their spiritual systems alive. Because we had like hush harbors, right? Where we probably would meet up. And this is my imagination going forward. And also things that I've seen in books and things that I've heard people speak. Wow, okay. Speak people, I guess. That's what it was. Because the speakle is a combination to me as speak and people. Okay. And the secret forest gatherings, I feel that's why I'm always talking about the tree of life and things like that. It resonates to me. I don't know why. That's why I did get these cards, because when I see it, and also to the movie Avatar, when you see the tree and they attach their hair to the roots, and they're one with nature, they're very grounded. um I feel like the gatherings for our prayer and our rituals and songs, and when I say rituals, is like prayer with incense burning, and look into high vibrational, giving praise, paying homage to the ones that came before us, those kind of rituals. um, the ring shouts, like circular movement, and chanting and spirit possession. I know there's people that do root work, and they conjure, but a lot of the times this is more like a hoodoo, or they say voodoo, but I know sometimes it's for protection when somebody needs healing, or they feel that there's some darkness, because people do dark things, people do mean things. So, excuse me. Yeah, so the root work and the conjuring more for manifestation, protection, healing, and justice. Because there are things that happen to us, and we have to find ways to protect, because there's people working against the grain. So I do understand in that aspect. So also, dream messages, ancestors speaking through sleep and intuition. So that's when when I see the ancestors, because I feel like, uh not feel, but I've had dreams with my ancestors, and they wear brown, they wear kufis, they wear like brown linen, like almost similar to what the monks wear, but the monks use, they wear, there's like a wrap around, but my ancestors that I've seen, they're made like almost like a uniform type of gear, if that makes sense. It's like a very, I don't even know the material, but it looks like linen. It looks very light. They wear head wraps if it's a female, and they wear kufis if they're males. So I have seen them. I don't know. It's a long time coming, but I did make a video where I was talking about, I was going through my homeless transition, living in the car, and my it's a male ancestor, and he slapped me hard, and I feel like I took that as snap out of it. Whatever you're going through, get out of it right now. That type of message. So, and I did, because I was about to make a bad decision, and it woke me out of my stupor, and I found ways to get myself out that situation. And because it was dangerous, being a single mom in a vehicle, those things is terrible. So yeah, so I feel like a lot of our sacred music, spiritual codes, with divine meaning and escape routes. Like, I feel like we had um, a lot of things that was embedded in us, as far as being mindful and self-aware. Just, it was coded. Like, when it comes to sacred gifts, when it as far as like this, like not superstition but intuition, and this was like an ancient technology disguised as survival. I feel like, as I said, the ring shouts, root work, and conjure, dream messages, sacred music, and the hush harbors, secret places that we would meet up and talk about our community and what was best for us, or just survival as a whole. And so I feel like that is very important in our growth over the years, that we have evolved to modern day. Then I like the divine feminine because, of course, without the feminine energy, we are the moms, we are the portals for life. So I feel like that's very necessary to raise high vibrations for the divine feminine in ancient Black American spirituality. Excuse me. Black women have always been the interpreter of dreams, the keepers of herbal knowledge, the protectors of children's spirits, the ones who prayed storms away, the ones who call ancestors forward. So my channel is like it stands in lineage. I feel like my channel is divine power. I remember when I did my first AI on this channel, and it was like, we have the power, like, and I made sure it echoed because it had to be, you had to feel it in your spirit. And I had her by the altar praying to her ancestors. So, and then also there was a feminine presence there. And we had I don't believe it was any of the goddesses at the time, like Oshun or anything like that. But it was more like related to the moon and the sun and the solar and the cosmic connections of the universe. So I'm just continuing the tradition of spiritual women who speak light into dark spaces. And I just wanted to give a little bit more provision to what you're seeing. You could get soup, but if it's just broth and there's no provisions, it's like you're not feeding the body any nourishment. So I just felt like the AI was, in that sense, as people say, give me more beef with my biscuit. Or, however, your gravy with your biscuit, I don't know. And the next is like, what survives in us today? So I feel like ancient Black American spirituality shows up in modern life through and through. Intuition, that feels like knowing without knowing, or not seeing. Well, they say seeing the unknown in a way. Feeling ancestors in moments of danger or transition. Have you ever felt like you're in a situation but you had a gut feeling or your dream premonition or something that gave you a sight that, okay, you don't belong here, and then when you find out something happened in that particular space and you're like, oh shoot, I knew I shouldn't have went, things like that. Also, feeling your ancestors in moments of connection to like the moon cycles and emotional ties, especially being a woman. We have our womb, we feel things, and we sometimes when we're around other women, we are in sync when it comes to our mental cycle. And so the natural connection to emotional tides, especially when I talk about moon cycles. We had so far the blue moon and strawberry moon. We have the blood moon. We have the Aquarius moon, then the Virgo moon, and now we're going into the Lion's Gate portal. And so there's so many things that help to manifest and give us stability when it comes to spirituality with mind, body, and spirit. That's why I'm so much into it. I've been into it for a long time, but I'm getting more research and knowledge on it, and it resonates with me so much because I've always been that type of person to be like, I don't know, or feeling something and then going against my gut and then finding out after. So you do have to pay attention to your body and your spirit, right? And the things that surround you that make you feel or give you warnings, forewarnings and signs and wonders on your next steps in life, right? Excuse me. And also, as far as the urge to cleanse your home with smoke, sound, or prayer, is very that's not say it feels good. I don't know. I've always loved incense, even before I knew about sage, cleansing your home and cleansing your energy and stuff like that. I've always known about these kind of rituals. Of course, with church, like I said, I've had different experiences with like Catholic and Baptist and Pentecostal, Episcopal, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah Witness, you name it. I've been in those spaces, so I've noticed that everybody has that type of cleansing ritual, if you will, that for clearing spaces, right? Oh wow, we're almost out. So, okay. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead. I guess it's a sign that it doesn't, there's no necessary already cleanse. Okay, so the ability to manifest through emotion, rhythm, and intention, the spiritual authority carried in our voices. This is not new. This is old power resurfacing, coming back to us for the ways, practices that kept us aligned, kept us believing, kept hope, and strengthen our DNA. And I feel like that's what is happening right now. We're feeling that shift. We're feeling like we don't belong, but we know we do. So we're just going through the spiritual warfare. It's gonna be here for a minute, as far as having some battle, having discernment, looking at people, knowing who's dark, who's good. Be careful with intertwining your spirit, as far as having relations with someone, because you don't know who this person is. So just having casual intercourse and things like that is a danger now. You just don't do it lightly. You know what I mean? You have to really, really have a discernment when it comes to that. I feel like a lot of us need to be more cautious when it comes to having relations and being physical with someone. Okay, excuse me. All right. So I feel like all of those things align with how we think today. Um, where so if you're feeling disconnected, I've been feeling disconnected. Like I said before, I'm an empath, so I feel a lot of things. I'm watching things on television. I'm watching lots of stuff that make me more a loner, but not closed off, to where I still want to share and connect with my higher frequency, and connecting with other people as well, because I feel like that's very important. If you have a message and you may be introverted or you're shy or whatever, you don't have to put the camera on you. There's times where I just feel like I don't want to be on the eagle eye surveillance, so I just feel more comfortable, either showcasing my hands and stuff like that. But I wanted to just go ahead and close it out, as far as uh, Black American spirituality. Um, it's not a lost system. It is a living inheritance carried in your blood, your intuition, your dreams, and your voice. And this is my new podcast. I will be, it's just a beginning of bringing memory back to the light, to the things that made our souls feel good, um, made us feel real strong as a people, and especially just in putting more power into the divine feminine energy, because I just feel like the woman is especially the Black woman, we're so disrespected by the opposite sex, to the point where we have no value. So I just want to raise more awareness about self-worth, and feeling good within our spirits, and loving every part of being a feminine. Okay? So I just want to say thank you so much for listening to Goddess Knucklebone Chronicles 888. Walking in power, walking with ancestors, and walking in your divine purpose. Thank you so much. And I just want to say peace, love, and light, and abundance. So I just want to see. This is just after the the podcast and my conversation. I really just wanted to um, give with a little message from the universe. So the Mystic Forest card. Let's see what it's saying to the divine beings. So I'm just gonna do one and let's see what it's gonna say. Peace within. Peace within. Peace begins the moment you stop fighting yourself. In stillness, your heart becomes the sanctuary the world cannot disturb. Okay? So keep that in mind, guys. Spiritual beings, light workers, Reiki, healers, everybody that's on their new journey or beginning into their spiritual journey, peace within. And the key words: stop fighting yourself, and you will find it in stillness, which is your sanctuary, which is for you to preserve your spirit. All right? Thank you so much. Peace, love, and light. Abundance, gratitude, thankfulness. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's very appreciated. And blessings to all. Peace.